My take on this is like it's not just Colin, it's kind of like the meta. Like they created Ben and Colin created like Colin to be what they thought was the ideal strategy for men's doubles in pickleball, and they thought it was like their triangle system, like everything goes into the clutches of Ben's forehand, and they viewed like ideal men's doubles as being not that different from mixed. Like right side just makes balls, resets, like 1 to 2 speed ups a game, like. But I think that their meta just might have been incorrect, or the meta has evolved to where now you have players on the right, like Dylan, Gabe, like Hayden when he's on the right, like more lefties coming on, and like the left side player, assuming both players are right-handed, will always have to cover more court. It's just kind of the nature of it. Like they have more room to cover when they're being attacked. And so if you have a right side player who can generate a lot of offense and speed the ball up well, they have more to work with, actually. So I think it's not just a Colin issue. It's like a meta problem. Like if you just slotted in another player into Colin's role and they were still just covering 30% of the court, you know, sometimes 40, sometimes less, like I think the meta of men's doubles has shifted to where the right side is getting big. And like I think yeah, that's kind of my take. I don't think it's just Colin. I think it's also just a general meta shift.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Like I think we've discussed that before. Like that they built their game to win everything for 2 years and took a bet on what pro pickleball is going to look like, and they were right for 2 years. Like you give anybody the opportunity to say you're going to be the number one play team for 2 years if you use this strategy, who's not going to take that, right?
100%.
So like
100%.
they were correct. Now I think like the meta has changed, and also their attitude isn't good, right? Like
Yeah,
they could still be winning a lot more matches if they were, balling out and giving
for sure.
100%. Doesn't look like
100%.
that to
Like
me.
I just want to shout out Gabe Tardio, like the topic. Gabe is my favorite men's player to watch. Like he is insane. Like his flexibility at every joint. Like some people have a gifted wrist. Like Gabe is gifted at the wrist, the elbow, and the shoulder. Like the things that he can do are just absolute insanity. Like I love watching him cook, and I think at the kitchen line he's the best right side player in the game.
I love
That's,
watching him cook. You
I love
you
it.
said that so I love watching him cook.
I
What are they?
do. Like Gabe is insane. Gabe is able to take a dink from the center of the court with the forehand and go inside out. Like I can't even casually do that. It's insane. He gets everyone on ice skates. I love watching Gabe play.
All right, I'm gonna read through some what do we call these stories from amateur players that we found on Facebook, Reddit, and I want to get your guys' take. Okay,
Sounds
first
good.
one, and I want to get your takes on this one specifically because I have this gripe, but you guys probably won't have the same gripe. Okay. At our local public city owned courts, the top players, at least one of whom plays professionally, drill almost every morning. This is during open play. When the courts are full and there is a queue, these top players continue drilling. In 4 years here, I have never once seen them vacate their court. To add insult to injury, I understand that one of these players has his own private court. I am very tempted to name these players. What's your take on that? I'm sure you guys are guilty of this every now and
Oh,
then.
I never do actually. I grind. I wait to play until like the public courts are open. I usually don't play before like 10:30 or 11. Um, I my take would be that it's open play hours, and if there's a queue, then I don't think that someone should be using the court unless it's been like agreed upon within like a like in Florida there's a lot of gated communities. If the gated community has said, yeah, like, you know, this court is fine for you guys to use in the morning if you have struck up some deal. But if it's like a public court, I don't think you should be using it.
Yeah. First off, I want this person to name names. I
Yeah.
like receipts.
Yeah, my first
Uh,
thought was like, I know Kwong. I was like, who? But especially if you have a private court, there's no reason. So sounds like it's
right.
not Kwong if it's been 4 years. But like, yeah, it's a public court. If there's people waiting, I don't think you should be on the court.
Yeah. If it's a first come, first serve court, like I understand it. Like, I think I'm okay with that. If that's the court rules, first come, first serve, like, go ahead, drill. I don't care how many people are waiting. Like, be respectful. Tennis courts are like that. You have 2 hours for singles, whatever it is, 2.5 hours for doubles, 3 hours for doubles, whatever it is. I don't have a problem with that if the rules are first come, first serve. But if there's open play, like, yeah, get out of there. Also, dude, use your own court.
Yeah,
Like,
if
got
you
your
have a
own
private
like,
court,
yeah. So, whoever says that
name
they're
names. I
very
want to
tempted
know. I
to
want to
name
know.
players, yeah, let's hear it. We want to know.
There's definitely a trend of, like, if you're a regular at a certain system of public courts, you think you're like the best, you're like the most talented player out there, and you start to get a big head and you kind of dictate who goes where, you jump the line. And it seems like that's more and more prevalent. It used to be where it was like pickleball is so welcoming, right? And you could show up to any court and you could be a complete beginner and they'd be like, come play with us. Like, we'll teach you how. I feel like that's gone at most courts. And there's a lot of guys and girls who are like, pickleball is part of the identity at this point, and they just try and big dog everybody at the rec courts. I'm sure you guys don't
Yikes.
have to deal with that much.
Not a fan of that either.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't play too much at public courts anymore. I got the lab, got Sean's house, so fortunate that that's not as much of an issue anymore. But you guys actually have a kind of a tougher time down in Florida. You guys are still playing on a bunch of public courts, aren't you?
Yeah. Yeah, it's like all the courts are either public or they are in gated communities, and not really anyone in the Florida group lives in a gated community with courts. I guess Johnny Goldberg does, but they only have two. So yeah, we grind a lot of public courts honestly here, and that means playing at a lot of like not ideal times.
Yeah. I think that's cool though that people can show up to courts and see, Anna Bright and her crew playing like right next to them.
All right, guys. Thomas has told you about Corvive. I've heard about it. I got to try it for myself. Never actually had it before. So here we go. I'm mixing my first Corvive right now. Taste test. I like pink. It's a nice color. Well, that's solid. It's like I can't describe the flavor. It tastes good, but you can tell it's like not too sugary. I like it. I like the taste. Solid. I need some more of these. I need Corvive to send me some. But Corvive Hydrate is an advanced electrolyte drink mix designed to ensure optimal hydration, essential for maintaining nerve, muscle, and brain function. The Hydrate formula is NSF certified for sport and is free of artificial colors and sweeteners. With 4 times less sugar and 3 times the electrolytes of grocery store brands, the pure cane sugar aids in the efficient absorption of electrolytes, making it superior to water alone. I don't know if you play any pickleball out here these days, Tommy, but I played outside this morning. I am downing an electrolyte pack with every single game. You have to. So something like Corvive is absolutely essential to playing your best. Hydrate is used by more than 4 MLB teams, and Pink Lemonade is available in stick packs or a tub. Use code PICKLE30 at corvive.com to save 30% on your order.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, darling, had to put on Yagi.